wish my hair was shinier. I just wish I had their hair or their type of hair. I wish I wasn't a 4. I've never done that. Hey guys, welcome back. I want to say what's up to all my subbies. Thank you so much. And what's up to all my newbies checking me out for the very first time. Come on in. You're very welcomed. I just wanted to come in here and just talk a little bit more about, well, I don't know. I figure I'd do the last video. We were more so in a teaching and learning session. So I figure we would, untighten the collar, loosen our ties around here, and just have a little bit of fun. I wanted to do a couple of confessions, okay? I wanted to talk about some do's and don'ts that I've done or didn't do, and some never would I evers, or never would I... Yeah, never would I ever, or never have I ever. I guess that's how it goes. But anyway, it's going to be really loose and fancy free around here right now. So I just figure I don't know. I just wanted to come in and talk about some stuff, because you hear about how other people who are on their hair journey, what they've been doing and what works for them. And I always say, well, it's not one size fits all. So I figure I would just touch on a couple of things that seem to be pretty popular, but I've never really done. And I'm glad it works for other people. I've just never done it. So we're going to get right to it. Okay. It's confession. Confessing. We're going to confess. Confessions. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was moisturizing and sealing. I've never done that. I've never knowingly done that. So I believe that moisturizing and sealing is exactly what it is. You moisturize your hair, moisturize especially the ends. You focus in on the ends. You want to moisturize it, then you want to seal in that moisture by putting an oil or something else to sort of seal in the moisture. It's very cut and dry. It's very straightforward, moisturizing and sealing. I've never done that. I've never felt the need to do that. And again, I think I said in a previous video that I think that with the products that I use and have used, and even with the ceramic iron, that helps your hair to sort of maintain its moisture, and as well as wrapping it up. I've never done that. I've never moisturized and sealed. So when I see it and hear it, I'm very interested, because a lot of people like to do that. And I'm just like, okay, I've never done that. But I think it's pretty cool, for whoever it works for. I've just never done that. So that's my confession. I've never done that. So with that being said, this next thing, a lot of people consider it a no-no, but I used to use Vaseline on my hair. Yes, Vaseline, petroleum jelly. I used to use Vaseline on my hair way back in the day, way back in the day when I was doing my hair, and it worked. I mean, my hair didn't really feel heavy, and I guess you're thinking, well, petroleum jelly is pretty heavy. Yeah, if you slather it on and you gunk it up and you just, shellac your hair. I never shellacked my hair. I always used to just take a little bit and work it through my hair and just bump it or curl it. I used to curl it. And back then I used to use the Marcel irons, okay? And then I got to the Golden Hots. Anybody remember Golden Hots? I think they're still around, Golden Hots. But anyway, they had a flat iron. It wasn't ceramic, it was the regular flat iron. I used to use that. And yeah, my hair grew in very well, it was very thick. I didn't have any type of breakage, or I didn't have helmet hair where it just, kept still and it moved with you. It had movement. Now I have more movement now, but it did have movement. If I remember correctly, it was never stiff. So yeah, I used to use Vaseline on my hair. In fact, I still use it on my skin. When my skin is wet, I work some Vaseline in my hands, and I work, it on my body and whatever. And yeah, Vaseline and we get along pretty well. You know, I have no problem with petroleum jelly, and I know a lot of people talk about how it is not good. They don't like it, but yeah, I use it and I don't have a problem with it. I actually love it. But yeah, right now I don't use it in my hair. Okay, but no, I've used it on. I have used it on my hair and never had a problem. So I've used Vaseline. Yes, yeah. So I've used Vaseline in my hair. Okay, so here's another confession, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I know that there is a grading system for the patterns, like for your hair pattern, okay? It goes from 1 to 4. I do not know my hair pattern. I know I'm in the 4s. That I do know. But I'm guessing I may be 4B and 4C, like a combination of the two, but I don't know. I don't subscribe to it strictly. I think it's a great starting point as far as a teaching tool for those first learning about your hair, whether you have a curl or a wave or a zigzag, and what those different hair patterns can do. I think it's very interesting. I think I think it's a good thing to have as a guide, as a loose guide, but I don't know my pattern. I have never worked or bought products based on my pattern because I don't know it. And I'm not worried about finding out or, oh, I need to know in order to do this. I've just always done what my hair needed. If I feel that it's dry, then I need something more nourishing, more moisturizing. If it's too heavy, then I need to lay off whatever moisturizer or, pomade or whatever I'm using. So I sort of go off of what my hair tells me. But I do think it's a great guide. I don't knock anybody who subscribes to it strictly as far as the products that they're buying and looking up different books or this and that based on their hair pattern. I have no problem with that, meaning I don't look at that as strange. I think it's a great tool. I just don't know my hair pattern. I don't know it, and I don't need anybody guessing for me. I'm okay with not knowing. I really am. My hair life will go on. Trust me. Okay. So another confession. I confess. And I talked about this in one of my other videos. I know a lot of people deep condition. I do not deep condition my hair. I do not put a conditioner on there and keep it in for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. For me, deep conditioning my hair right now, I haven't had the need to do it because of the products that I'm using and me putting heat in my hair once a week. I do not put it in more than once a week. I've been pretty successful in maintaining moisture and mitigating breakage, I feel. And the proof is in the pudding. If your hair isn't growing and you see a lot of split ends and broken hairs on, your sink or wherever you do your hair, then that's an indicator that you need to change something. I have not had that. And even for me, again, I feel that sometimes we can over moisturize our hair, which leads also to breakage as well. If you over moisturize your hair, if it's too saturated with moisture, then there's no give back. It's more easily and more prone to breakage. So I haven't had the need to deep condition my hair. I think it's great. You find what you need to do for you. Everybody's different. That's what we preach around here. Everybody's different. Okay, you got to do what's right for you. But I haven't deep conditioned in a very, very, very long time. Very long time. So this next confession. When I was a little kid, I always wanted cornrows. I wanted the cornrows, like the ornate, like design and the little beads at the end. I think it is so pretty. It is so pretty. I've never had cornrows. Outside of a French braid, which is one cornrow going down the back, right? Or on the side or whatever. And 2 cornrows on the sides. I think I mentioned that in my stretching your relaxer video where I would wear just the two cornrows and tuck the ends in the back. I've done that, but I've never had like either a poetic justice type of situation where you have the cornrows, you know, that aren't connected, and or like the Alicia Keys situation when she first came out and she had this ornate like cornrow situation that was so pretty. I've never had them. I wanted them for a long time. Now I'm pretty much okay with not ever having them. But yeah, I've never had cornrows. I know it's a rites of passage for a lot of black girls. I've never had them. I wanted them. I wanted the beads. I wanted to make that noise when you swing your hair and you get all the noise and you feel so pretty. You don't have to touch your hair, you know, or deal with it for a while. I'm totally into it. Never had it. But who knows? I mean, you know, maybe I'll slide a little something. No, I probably won't. I probably won't. But yeah, so I've never had that. So I've dyed my hair. I've worked with color before, but it was a disaster. Okay. Oh, it was a disaster. My hair didn't fall out. Okay, well, first of all, let's slow down. Let's pump the brakes. I've only done color once. Now, I'm not talking about rinses, okay? I've done rinses. I used to do the Clairol Beautiful rinse, okay? And I loved it because in the summertime, I get streaks in my hair anyway. It just gets a lighter brown right here around my temples, you know, so around down here. So I get little streaks and so forth. So a lot of people do. So when I used the Clairol Beautiful, I think I used like a sandy blonde. It would just accentuate that, you know. And my hair, if you look at some of my pictures on my blog, you can really see the sandiness in my hair. And I think that's attributed to the beautiful Clairol Beautiful that I was using at the time, plus my natural hair, you know what I mean? So it wasn't that far off. My natural hair is a little darker than sandy brown, obviously, but in the summertime, it really used to lighten up and get real pretty. So outside of that, and I used to use a red one at one point, and I've had highlights before. I got highlights done, professionally done, and they were very subtle. I wanted something a little more like, you know, like when, you know, like that. It wasn't like that. It was like, oh, that's nice, you know, and they were pretty because this particular person, she's the one who introduced me to the Care products. Okay, and I think I talked about that again in a previous video. She's the one who introduced me to serums, you know, because when I left her salon, even though the streaks weren't striking, my hair was so glossy. And that's when I called her up. I said, I got to know what you used. I got to know this and that, what serum. I want to know exactly what you use because I'm in Ulta right now and I'm trying to get it cracking. I'm trying to pick it up right now. So I've had streaks, but the color, I remember I did color on myself once. I went to Sally's. I was real nervous. I was like, because I already have a relaxer in my hair. So I didn't want to over process my hair. I know a lot of you know, you have to be really careful once you already have a chemical in your hair, okay? You should really leave it to the professionals when you have one chemical in your hair, okay? So I already have one, which is a relaxer. So then I was going to do another chemical process, me, myself, yes, by putting color in there. So that includes a developer and, you know, the color itself. So you're like stripping your natural color and putting this artificial color on top. And I just, yeah, long story short, I went to Sally's, got the developer, got the color. I wanted to go red. I went red. So I bought red. I said, red, we're going to do red. So I went home, I mixed it up. And I'm like, I am literally shaking because I'm like, if I jack up my hair, I only have my own butt to kick, okay? So if you end up bald, that's on you, boo-boo. So I'm like, okay, I'm signing up for this. I'm going to be okay. Stir it, put it in my hair. And I got so nervous. I think, I'm trying to remember. It went up to like an orange and then it went down to like a auburn and I just rinsed it out. I was just like, I got nervous because I think at that point I think I put foils on the ends because I think I watched like a professional put the foil, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I could put foil. I got foil. Who doesn't have foil? I could do foil. I rinsed that stuff out, and when I tell you it looked terrible, I had uneven color. It was red. It was a little auburn in other places, and then it was orange. Now, it wasn't too bad because I still had the Clairol Beautiful, and I put that rinse on top to sort of even it out. So it was wearable. I will say that. But if you saw me, you was like, yeah, she did her own hair. That was not professionally done. Yeah. So with that being said, I have tried hair color myself, and it was an epic fail. It was a disaster. Not a disaster, but it was a disaster. So moving right along, I won't be doing that again. I do want color. I do want to lighten it up. I always wanted sandy brown. I just think I would look so good in a lighter, like golden brown. You know what I mean? I've even thought as far as like blonde, but not blonde, but kind of blonde, like a honey blonde, that type of blonde. So we'll see. I just want to be careful. I cannot lose my hair again. I just can't. So, okay. This other confession. I do have wigs, but I've never worn a wig in public. Not to my recollection. I've never worn a wig in public. And why? I don't know, guys. It's me. I know it's me. It's not anybody else but me. But I just feel like me wearing a wig in public, I think somebody's going to snatch it off. Is that crazy? Is that like too like... I just think somebody, some mean-spirited person is just going to snatch it off and be like, ha, you know, and leave me like twisting in the wind. Now, I know lots of people wear wigs and lots of people wear lace wigs and they have no issue. Nobody's snatching people's wigs off their head. Like, who's doing that? But that is like, that is a concern of mine. I'm not even going to say it's a fear because I'm not dealing in fear and fearfulness and all that. But that is a major concern of mine. I'm just like, what if someone sees my wig and is like, oh, and they snatch it off and then they're like, oh, I don't know. I have wigs. I bought wigs because I like to look at hair and I like to go into beauty supply places. And I don't know, it's just something about a wig and now everybody's wearing them. Then I was just like, oh, I want to look at some wigs. Then if you catch a sale, honey, all bets are off. I've gotten a couple of wigs on sale. I'm just like, I haven't worn them in public yet. Not as far as everyday public. I've worn them when I was doing something for someone else. Like someone wanted me to shoot something or, you know what I mean? Like helping a project or something like that. But I've never like worn it every day. Like, let's say to the grocery store, you know, picking up some almond milk and ice cream. I love ice cream. Vanilla ice cream. And I've never done that. And just be like, oh, boop, boop, in the car, you know, window down, you know, shades on and wig on. I've never done that. I've never done that. But you know what? I think that's going to be a goal of mine to sort of just pop on one of my wigs, go outside, go to the stove, and yeah, live my best wig life. You know what I mean? But I've never done that. I have like, how many wigs do I have? I have one. I have blondie, I have curly, I have shorty, and I have mid-length shoulder. Yeah, so I have about four. I have about 4 wigs. So, you know, and maybe I'll, you know, show you guys because, you know, we tight, we close, you know. And yeah, maybe I'll do that on here. But I've never worn a wig out in public. Never. But maybe I will. So with that being said, never wearing a wig, I've never had a weave. I've never had a weave. I've never worn a weave. I've never even had clip-ons. Okay, now let me tell you, this last go around with my hair falling out, I was seriously considering buying some clip-ins and filling that part in. I was really considering paying whatever needed to be paid to get like clip-ins. You know what I mean? And then I calmed myself down and I said, no, let's try and do it our way. You know, grow your hair. It's going to be okay. And not that there's anything wrong with weaves or clip-ins, okay? As long as they're done right. Because you don't want anything pulling your hair, and you know, you don't want to be dependent on weaves because your hair is falling out and then the weave wasn't done right and then it damages your hair. Then you're on the wheel of getting weaves because now you're in this cycle of, okay, my hair was damaged. I got the weave to help, you know, my hair to grow back or not be damaged. And then it wasn't done right. And then that damages your hair. Then you're sort of like, well, now I need another weave to hide the weave damage as well as the previous damage. Yeah, as long as it's done right. And to each his own. Wear your wigs, wear your weaves, wear your clip-ins, whatever makes you feel good. I've never worn a weave. I've never had a glue-in. I've never had a sew-in. I've never had a clip-in. Okay. Very tempted this last go around to at least get clip-ins. Very tempted, but I didn't do it. I'm doing the hard work of waiting and being patient and, you know, seeing it grow in. But yeah, I was going to get some clip-ins, but I've never had a weave. I've never had a weave, but yeah. But with that being said, I can honestly say I've never wished for anybody else's hair. Never. I've never had an issue with my hair. I've never had an issue with hating my hair or struggling to love it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had frustrating moments where it's like, hey, what's going on here? Work with me, help you, help me. You know, those type of moments. But I've never wished to have straighter hair. I've never not wanted my hair. Now, I have said, now again, you know, you see other people, you're like, oh my gosh, her hair is so pretty. Oh, absolutely. I've had those. Oh my gosh, her hair is so pretty. Look how curly it is. But I've never wanted it for myself where it's like, oh my gosh, I wish I had her hair. I wish I had her hair. I wish my hair was straighter. I wish my hair were curlier. I wish my hair was shinier. I just wish I had their hair or their type of hair. I wish I wasn't a four. I've never done that. I've never bemoaned the fact that my hair is my hair because I love everything that it does. And anything that it doesn't do, I'm okay with, okay? And I'm not knocking anybody who is struggling with loving themselves, including their hair. Everybody's journey is different. But the ultimate goal is to love yourself, obviously, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. You're the only you you're ever going to be. And that's how it should be, okay? And yeah, even if you're a twin, you're the only you you're going to be. Even though you have a twin, you're the only one. You know, you're the one. You're the ghost in the shell. Okay? You, from the inside out, makes who you are. Okay? And so with zigzag or curly or loose curls or waves or hair that curls up just with the slightest touch of moisture, and it's the perfect little Shirley Temple curl. It's okay. It's okay. No matter whether it's the kinkiest or the curliest or the straightest or the blackest or as far as color or the reddest. There's a reason why it's on your head. Okay. And it's magical, whatever it is. Okay. Now there's one thing to have an inspiration. I'm not talking about inspiration. Just like I have hair inspirations where it's like, wow, I want that length. Or wow, I like that hairstyle. You know what I mean? Ooh, I love that color. Inspiration, yes, all day. You should have something, a goal. You know, if you don't know personally, when you see it, you know it, and it hits you right here, and you're like, that's what I want. Inspiration, that's cool. That's dope. But to want to be or to want to have what they have because you don't appreciate what you have, that's not healthy, okay? And you know the difference. Come on now, we know the difference, okay? So with that being said, I've never wanted anybody else's hair because I figure, you know what? I know what I can do with mine, And it doesn't matter whether I relax it, I leave it natural. I was natural for years. Whether I leave it natural, whether I braid it up, whether I curl it up. Yeah, so I've never worn anybody else's hair. So very happy with mine and everything that it can do and whatever. Okay, so I hope you didn't mind my little chit chat and blathering about as far as what I've done, what I haven't done, confessions, never have I ever, or will I ever, or have I ever, or ever. Yeah, I just wanted to come in here, just have a little fun, a little kiki. It's all right. A lot of stuff is going on, so I just wanted to come in here and just release a little bit and just share with you guys. You know, I love talking to you. So sharing with you guys and just, yeah, just having a few moments. So we were in and out, okay? Thank you so much for dialing in and showing up. If you have any questions, or maybe you have a couple of confessions that you'd like to make down below, go ahead. I'm going to read them and I'm going to respond. We're going to kiki and we're going to laugh about it and just keep it moving, okay? But I'm loving this journey. I'm loving the process. I hope you are too. I hope you're keeping up with your regimen. Okay, we're going to be checking in soon as far as, I can't believe it's almost been 4 weeks. So I like to check and sort of gauge where I am. Like 4 weeks, I relax every about 7, but about midway, I just like to make sure that everything, that the ship is still sailing and everything's still right. So we'll probably be doing a check-in and doing some other things. And I want to share some more things with you guys. So y'all come on back. Keep me company and come on back, okay? Don't leave me hanging, okay? And yeah, we'll be talking about some more stuff. So I really appreciate it, okay? All right.